and the AFL and ASADA may be in breach of the law.
We believe a number of the allegations to be outrageous.
The duty of care to players is a fundamental responsibility of the AFL Commission and all AFL clubs.
James Hird, Paul Little and Andrew Demetriou on a dramatic day in the Essendon supplement scandal. Welcome to your Wednesday footy feed. Let's go through all of this step by step. This afternoon, the AFL released the statement of grounds for the charges against Essendon. The document reveals a number of key allegations about the Bombers' supplements regime. It includes a copy of the much talked about letter from Dr Bruce Reid, who talks about his concerns in detail. From the start, we should tell you can read the full document for yourself online at afl.com.au, but here are some of the key points. It's alleged Essendon and senior officials either knowingly administered prohibited substances to players or failed to properly supervise the program. 34 Essendon players were injected with an amino acid compound sourced from a chemist in Mexico. Hird suffered side effects from a substance he took. 26,000 injections were planned to be administered. Peptides were ordered with the assistance of Shane Charter, a convicted drug dealer. It is reasonably likely some Essendon players were administered with thymosin beta-4. And Dr Bruce Reid expressed grave concerns about the program back in January 2012. Now, in another development, the AFL has called an urgent meeting of club presidents. That'll happen tomorrow afternoon to provide a briefing on the situation. This afternoon, AFL Chief Executive Andrew Demetriou fronted the cameras to make a statement. Here's some of what he had to say.
As part of tomorrow's briefing to the club presidents, we have forwarded the detail of the charges in respect of the Essendon Football Club to the club presidents this afternoon. We have made available the charges and the ASADA report to the AFL Players Association so that the documents can be reviewed by the players from the Essendon Football Club and their families. Now, I'm making these comments today because, as CEO of the AFL, I've decided that for the sake of everyone involved in the game, supporters, players, clubs and our other key partners, that there must be transparency and clarity around this issue given the widespread speculation since the charges were announced on August 13. I want to state very clearly there has been no predetermination of this matter by the AFL Commission. The AFL Commission has an open mind as to whether Essendon has breached the AFL rules and regulations, and it is an important part of the Commission's inquiry and investigation that Essendon knows that what is alleged and has every reasonable opportunity to respond to the allegations.
OK, so that's Andrew Demetriou. Now to the extraordinary reaction from Essendon. James Hird and Paul Little savaging the AFL. Mark McGugan is in South Yarra for us. Mark, it's fair to say the Bombers are angry.
Yes, they certainly are, Matty. In fact, angry would probably be an understatement. It was a furious Essendon chairman, Paul Little, and coach James Hird, who fronted the media today. They described the AFL's release of the charges into the supplement scandal earlier today as a PR ambush. And James Hird saying he has been denied natural justice, and both men calling on the AFL to recuse itself from the hearing into these charges and calling for an independent panel to hear the charges. James Hird also suggesting that the AFL may be in breach of the law by charging Essendon based on what is an interim report from ASADA. Let's hear what the two men had to say.
The announcement by ambush confirms the AFL is running an agenda which continues to call into question its impartiality.
I call on the Commission Chairman, Mike Fitzpatrick, to step in and take over this process, as I, along with a significant percentage of all football public, have lost total confidence in the AFL executive to handle this matter.
So, Matty, that's all from here in South Yarra. Neither Hird nor Little took questions after their statement today, and I guess the big question was, will this matter be going to court? They did not answer that question, but at this stage it looks like it is unlikely to head any other way. We're set for a battle royale. Back to you.
OK, Mark, thank you for that. Mark McGugan reporting. Now, before we move on, the status of AOD 9604. Last night, Dr Andrew Garnham, who's been advising Essendon since this scandal erupted and was a member of the AFL's anti-doping jury, went public to detail a conversation he says he had in February with ASADA.
The advice that I had at that time was that AOD 9604 was considered under Section S2 of the Anti-Doping Code and was regarded as not prohibited.
Today, though, conflicting views from the AFL and ASADA. General Counsel Andrew Dillon says the Crime Commission indicated AOD 9604 was not banned, and this was discussed with Essendon at the time, but on April 22, WADA indicated it was in fact banned. Dillon then quotes the boss of ASADA, who he says has reiterated at no point has it advised any party that AOD 9604 was permitted in sport. Now to the day's other news. And Brisbane Lions triple premiership coach Leigh Matthews has joined a ticket to challenge the club's chairman Angus Johnson. Matthews will join current directors Paul Williams and Mick Power in an attempt to topple Johnson. They are said to be frustrated by the handling of the sacking of Michael Voss. The challenge is set to happen at December's annual general meeting, with Johnson happy to go head-to-head with the AFL legend. Ahmed Saad won't play again this season. The St Kilda player has started a provisional suspension for allegedly taking a banned substance. The 23-year-old recorded a positive test last month. The club stresses it's not an admission of guilt or wrongdoing. The case is set to go before an AFL tribunal, but there's no date for that yet. Port Adelaide veteran Brett Ebert has called it a day after kicking 240 goals in 166 games. A series of leg injuries this season forcing the 29-year-old's hand.
The team kicking a few goals and providing a bit of a lead up down there, and it was great to to play with some of the best players that have ever played, like Treaders and some of the guys from the 2004 Premiership.
Ebert will now enjoy a holiday before putting his recently completed sports science degree to good use. Out of finals contention, the Gold Coast is looking to finish off the year with a couple of wins to give it some momentum heading into 2014.
The next two games definitely games that we expect to win, and we want to finish off this year well, because last year we finished off well and that really built into this year, so hopefully we can do the same.
The Suns will travel to Melbourne to play St Kilda on Sunday before finishing off the season with a clash against GWS. Now at the Giants, young gun Jeremy Cameron isn't getting caught up with all the talk of him claiming this year's Coleman medal.
To be honest, I haven't really thought about it too much throughout the season. You never know, the forwards really pop up any stage and kick 8 or 9 goals. They've been around for a lot longer than me, so I never really thought about it too much. I just wanted to play my role in the team, and lucky enough I've been able to get on to the end of a few goals, and I really enjoy kicking goals and holding my spot in the team.
Only 4 times in history has a player won the Coleman medal from a side that finished bottom of the ladder. And that is our footy feed on this very, very busy news day. We have complete coverage for you from our team of reporters here at afl.com.au online. For now, for all of us, I'm Matt Thompson. Thanks for watching.